Hello, my name is Nick Matthes. I'm the Solar Project Manager here at the MREA, and here we are in the Energy Storage System Tech Center, also called the ESS Tech Center. So what we have in our lab here is a sampling of some of the major offerings for residential energy storage systems. When people have solar and they want backup power, resiliency, when the power grid goes down, we're going to need batteries of some sort. Hopefully we can answer a lot of questions and some of the mystique that surrounds our energy storage systems. So here we have the Panasonic AC coupled Evervolt system. This is version 1.0 with version 2.0 coming out in 2023. Like we're going to see with most of our residential energy storage systems, it's going to consist of an inverter and batteries. And that configuration might look pretty different from system to system, but it's going to have those base components of batteries and an inverter. Features of the AC coupled Evervolt system are that this is designed to connect to another AC power source, alternating current. And so what we'll see with alternating current, like that's what we get from the utility grid. More pertinent for this equipment is that another AC source would be a solar inverter. We can have an existing solar inverter, or we could put in a brand new solar inverter and we tie it into here to the AC coupled Evervolt system. And so if we have solar panels in our system, we're going to need to bring those through a separate inverter before we get to our AC coupled system. And so if a person already has a solar inverter, but it's not made to be tied to batteries, it's not a battery-based inverter, we can bring that inverter into here, and then we've gained battery backup capability for our existing utility interactive inverter. So your general rule of thumb is if your existing solar inverter is 7.6 kilowatts or smaller, it should be able to tie into your AC coupled system, no problem. Once you get above a 7.6 kW inverter, existing inverter, now we're looking at too much power for a single unit, and we're probably going to have to double or add on to the system so that we have enough capability. But if a person has an existing solar inverter at 7.6 kW or lower, this AC coupled feature is going to work real nicely. Another situation where this can work out well is if a person has microinverters on the roof or at the solar array, because the output of your microinverters is going to come into our input for our AC coupled storage. And so with this, we've got our wiring box down here that's going to allow us to tie into your existing electrical service, your existing electrical infrastructure at 240 volts. So that's the standard voltage for residential settings. So you have line 1 and line 2, that's going to make 240 volts. So this is made to output our 240 volts, or input and output 240 volts. And then we have our battery disconnect inside of here. So that's going to disconnect the wires going to the battery cabinet. So inside this battery cabinet, we have series of battery modules. And we'll open up the DC coupled system over here. The batteries cabinet interior is going to look identical. And so what we have is a safe metal containment for storing our lithium-ion batteries, because we want to have a place where the electrical connections are safe from any damage, where the batteries are safe from damage, and if there's ever any issues with it, it's all contained in one unit. One of the features of AC coupled systems is that it's going to have to go through an inversion process before it gets to this inverter. So we're already going through existing utility interactive inverter, and then we go through this inverter or rectifying process to go to DC to charge our batteries. And then when we draw from our batteries, we come through this inverter and we invert it again back to AC. And so with an AC coupled system, That is one extra step of power conversion, whether it's inverting or converting or rectifying. But looking at this system from an efficiency perspective, we're still operating at a very high efficiency, and so that extra inversion or conversion process is not going to ruin the overall efficiency of our system. Every system's going to have its own efficiencies that it's running at, and so if that's a concern for people, we would look at that case by case. But with our newer lithium-ion battery systems and inverters, they're running at a very high efficiency all in all.
Special thanks to Panasonic for their generous donation to the MREA Energy Storage System Tech Center, and to each of our sponsors who have supported the ESS Tech Center and the advancement of MREA Solar Plus Storage training curriculum.
Well, hey, thanks for stopping by the ESS Tech Center here at the MREA's headquarters in central Wisconsin. We've got a lot of fun stuff going on here and a lot of different classes around energy storage systems. So feel free to stop by midwestrenew.org and check out our training page. Our membership and participants in all of the MREA's activities are vital to the operations of the organization. We couldn't do what we do without all your support. If you're able to support our organization or any of our initiatives, please stop by midwestrenew.org and take a look at all the different things we have going on and see if there's any way you can be involved.